It's 2 a.m. and you're lying in bed, wide awake, replaying that conversation from earlier. You know, the one where you made that joke and nobody laughed? Or where you shared that story and someone looked, uncomfortable. I feel like she looked uncomfortable. Or where you said something and there was this weird pause and now, or you can't stop thinking about it. Sound familiar? Welcome to the 2 a.m. mental hamster wheel. Population, you. Your brain, like the brains of most of us living with codependent, perfectionist, and people-pleasing habits, has done what they love to do and grabbed onto that moment like a dog with a bone and it will not let go. You're analyzing every word, every facial expression, every micro reaction like you're the friggin' CSI social interaction. Did I say something wrong? Oh, are they mad at me? Do they think I'm weird now? Did I talk too much? Did I not talk enough? Was my voice too loud? Was I too quiet? Was that story too long? Did I interrupt them? Oh my God, I totally interrupted them, didn't I? And the worst part? You can't just ask, because asking would be, it's too much. It's too needy. Come on, it's pathetic. So instead, you're stuck in this mental hamster wheel, going round and round, exhausting yourself with thoughts about what they might be thinking, about what you said, about what they might have said, about what they meant when they said what you said that they said. Right? It's like having a really lousy detective living in your brain who only investigates crimes against your social performance, and somehow you, my love, are always guilty. This is your nervous system on high alert. This is what happens when you've learned that other people's reactions to you determine whether you're safe or not. But here's what's really happening in your brain during those 2 a.m. spiral sessions. Your amygdala, that little almond-shaped threat detector, has flagged that social interactions are potentially dangerous. And once it does that, it hijacks your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thinking. So while you think you're being logical by analyzing every detail, you're actually stuck in a stress response. Your brain is treating that awkward pause like it's a saber-toothed tiger. It's scanning for threats, looking for evidence of rejection, abandonment, or social exile. Because to our ancient nervous systems on the savannah of evolution, social rejection meant death. Right? Right. And so that's why you can't just think positive your way out of this spiral. It doesn't work because science. Your nervous system isn't interested in your logical thoughts about how it probably wasn't that bad. No. It was that bad. Your brain is in full-blown survival mode, trying to prevent you from getting kicked out of the village. Because kicked out of the village means what? You die cold and alone on a mountainside. Ugh. Okay, so here's the really insidious part. This hypervigilant scanning actually changes your brain over time. Isn't that wild? So when you repeatedly rehearse social scenarios looking for threats, you're strengthening those threat-based neural pathways. You're literally training your brain to be better at finding problems that might not even exist. Layer that on top of the normal, natural human negativity bias, it's a lot. And listen, I get it. No one's casting aspersions around here because for a lot of us, including yours truly, reading the room correctly was literally a survival skill. If mom was in a bad mood and you didn't catch it fast enough, you got the silent treatment. If dad was stressed and you were too loud, you got yelled at. If the teacher was having a rough day and you asked the wrong question, you got humiliated in front of the whole class. So your beautiful, brilliant nervous system, quite like mine, learned to track every microexpression, every tone of voice, every shift in energy. You became a human mood detector, scanning for threats that looked like disappointed faces and awkward silences that someone's got to interpret, right? Your brain did this because catching those shifts early meant you, in all of your brilliance, could adjust, adapt, make yourself smaller or bigger or different, whatever was needed to keep the peace. You learned to be a social chameleon, and your survival depended on how quickly you could change colors. What happens is your nervous system gets stuck, as it were, in hypervigilance, constantly scanning for social threats. Instead of feeling safe, social, and connected, your body goes into a kind of overwhelm, and all your smart thinking goes offline. So instead of being able to co-regulate your nervous system with other people, to actually feel their energy and respond authentically in the real moment, You're trapped in this projection, this anxious analytical state based on your past or your worries for the future instead of the here and now. It's like trying to have a conversation while a smoke alarm's going off in your head. You're not really present with the person in front of you because of course you're not. You're too busy monitoring their reactions and managing your own performance. But here's the thing. These skills that were brilliant and amazing and life-saving, and I know I've said brilliant like 473 times. I'm going to keep saying it because this was brilliant when you were 7. But you're not 7 years old anymore. And people's reactions to you aren't actually about you at all. Maybe they didn't laugh at your joke because they were distracted by something else. Maybe they looked uncomfortable because they just remembered they forgot to feed their cat, or maybe they have gas. Maybe there was a weird pause because they were thinking about their grocery list, not judging your entire experience. And when you're stuck in emotional outsourcing mode, everything feels like it's about you. Everyone's mood becomes your responsibility. Everyone's reaction becomes a referendum on your worth. You're essentially outsourcing your sense of okayness to other people's facial expressions. And that's exhausting. And science backs this up too. When we're in chronic states of social anxiety, our brains actually become less accurate at reading social cues, not more accurate. We start seeing threats where none exist. We misinterpret neutral expressions as negative. And we take normal human pauses and awkwardness and turn them into evidence of our own inadequacy. I had a client who told me she once spent an entire weekend convinced her friend hated her because she didn't respond to a text with her usual number of exclamation points. Like she sent, "sounds good," instead of, "sounds good," 4 exclamation points. And my client was like, "She's clearly pissed at me. Megan hates me. Our friendship is over. I've ruined everything." Turns out her friend's phone was auto-correcting weirdly, and she didn't even notice, like it needed an OS upgrade or whatever. But my client had already gone to 10. She'd written the eulogy for their friendship in their head. And that is what this mental hamster wheel does. It takes one tiny, ambiguous, throwaway moment and turns it into a full-scale catastrophe in your brain. You become the director, writer, and star of your own high-anxiety drama. And somehow the plot always ends with everyone hating you, everyone mad at you, everything going up in smoke. And the really messed up part, this is your brain trying to protect you, but this obsessing doesn't actually help you figure anything out. It just makes you feel completely bananas. You're not getting clarity from replaying that conversation 17 times. You're not gaining insight from analyzing their facial expression frame by frame. You're just torturing yourself with uncertainty. But your brain keeps doing it because it thinks that if it can figure out exactly what went wrong, it can help keep it from happening again. If it can just decode the mystery of why they looked uncomfortable, it can make sure you never make anyone uncomfortable ever again. Because when you're living in emotional outsourcing, your job is to make everyone comfortable, everyone at ease, everyone feels good. And how dare you be sad or mad or not glad enough and make someone else have a feeling? All of this is what psychologists call rumination, repetitive circular thinking that feels productive but actually keeps you stuck. And what's wild is that rumination literally shrinks the part of your brain responsible for problem solving while strengthening the part responsible for worry and fear. So, the more you ruminate, the less capable you become of actually handling social situations with confidence and ease. You're accidentally training yourself to be worse at the thing you're trying to get better at. Except that's impossible. Because you can't control other people's reactions. You can't be responsible for everyone's comfort, and you sure as heck can't prevent every awkward moment from happening. The goal isn't to become someone who never has awkward social moments. Come on now. The goal is to become someone whose sense of self isn't completely derailed by normal, expectable human awkwardness. That's exactly the exhausting cycle I help you break in End Emotional Outsourcing. In the section on the Thought Work Protocol, you'll discover practical tools to stop the mental rumination and find peace in your own mind, combined with somatic tools to do the same. The book launches September 30th, but you can start quieting that mental chatter today by pre-ordering at beatricealbina.com/book. You'll get instant access to bonus materials that will help you break free from the overthinking spiral. Stop letting other people's reactions control your inner world. Because, baby, you can't control what they think, but you can control how much space you give their thoughts in your brain. And my love, that mental real estate is way too valuable to rent out to others' maybe reactions.